let the drum.
What it do, Hero? What it do? What it do? What it do? Boy, chaos. We in here. Yeah, we in here, y'all. It's just our opinion podcast. Broadcasting live and direct out of OKC, Oklahoma. Yes, sir. I'm in Oklahoma, y'all, tonight, y'all. Right along with my partner in crime, goddamn, Dark Prince. Dark Prince in the house, as always.
What's up, people?
You know what I'm saying? I gotta give him a round of applause, you know what I'm saying? He's in the house tonight. You know? Yeah. You know, when we come together, we bring the pain.
I hope they ready.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. You know, some people might not like what they hear. Some people might don't. Might not. I don't know.
It's a lot of nuts.
Yes, sir. All right.
A lot of nuts.
Cousin in the house, my question of the day, do you think KCD gonna fill the rings on Puff Daddy? You know I wasn't gonna talk about that tonight because it's funny Cub brought that up. Welcome to the show as always, fam. But I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told bro. It's like he said, it's a distraction. Because here's the thing. They had already had KCD as the patsy of what was about to become. They need to blame somebody because people keep on speculating that Tupac was killed by the federales and the powers that be. So it started getting a little too close to home. So they literally got to find somebody they can blame. And not to mention, KCD was already in cahoots of working with those folks. But he ain't got no money to pay his situation. So guess what? And then not to mention, the man is trying to counsel. So you know they're going to go ahead and make it sound like he's the boogeyman because they know he dying. But I'm going to let Dark Prince give you the rundowns on what he think about the situation. Go ahead, bro. Give it to him.
Well, as I was, talking with you earlier about it. And as you said, the distraction that, that we was talking about earlier in the conversations that they already dropped off, the Fed now in July. They went over everybody's head. Now on October 4th, they're going to drop the EMS emergency broadcast system, which has something to do with your phones and your signals. Now, my thing is, if everything goes down this day, is this a reboot? An uplink or something that they're going to have, put into the signals or into the phone? Is there some type of frequencies that they're working on right now? Now, you might think, frequency might be going off left field, but that's the thing. If you got a microwave in your house, you got, radio wave frequencies coming at you all the time, except there's a mesh screen in front of the door that does not allow that to hit you. If you think of mine, you can do a science project by yourself. You can get you a light bulb, open up your door on your microwave, start it up for 5 seconds, put the light bulb in front of it, it will light up.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, definitely.
So my thing is, I don't know what they plan on doing with this new testing, but that's exactly what it is. They got to test to see exactly what happens, and I got to find out. I'm looking forward to see what's happening, but I just need everybody to understand.
It's something about to pop off because I said, what the hell? All of a sudden, all this time now they done found his supposed to be killer. It's literally like the whole concept of how they did R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. You want to wait 20 or 30 or 40 years to put these brothers on blast because basically they don't want to tell you the real truth of it all, is that it's something behind the hidden hand that basically create this whole situation that we see on a daily basis. And one thing, like it's like earlier, I was doing a post where I was talking about R. Kelly. You know, R. Kelly, so I say, old videos, R. Kelly singing award shows. And they like, yeah, regardless if he was really a good singer, he's still a child. He's still a child abuser molestation or whatever the case may be. He's accused of fucking with kids. And my thing is, whose narrative are y'all going off of? Are you going off the black community's narrative, or are you going off the little hat narrative? I believe y'all going off the little hat narrative that basically control your mind, body, and soul. If y'all don't want to say that because y'all work for it. So I understand. But at the same damn time, it's a distraction about what's about to become in the future. But like I say, I'm not gonna really go too deep and go into detail with Keith D because that's not even part of the subject matter tonight. Because that's not even really nothing to talk about. Because it's a joke. It's really a joke. So we're gonna go into the topic tonight. The lies they tell, part 2. N.W.A is back with her bullshit, destroying our community. Black women being jealous of their child. Special Ed's comment and many more. We're gonna start with Miss N.W.A. Well, this one here do not. She don't give up, do she? Did you hear what she said on one of her videos back here a couple of days ago?
Nah. What'd she say?
Let me play this video. Hold on a sec. I gotta play the video. You tell me what you think.
Reality that needs to be said out loud is that as black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding. And the exact opposite is true for black women. As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades, the reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year. No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us. And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger black women to seek marriage and partnership in college or right after, if that's what they choose. Because the number of college-educated black men is so low when compared to black college-educated women that we're all going to be targeting the same small pool of men. And as we heard today, on most campuses, there's like 7 black women students for every 1 black man student. Y'all do the math. So here's my advice. If you are a young black woman in college and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD. Because the handful of black college-age men that actually do desire to get married soon, and they do share that value system, and family is a priority for them too, y'all, that is an incredibly small pool, and it's shrinking as you get older. And by the time you reach my age, 40, you will be faced with different choices relating to life partnership and motherhood. Now, I'm not saying that delaying marriage or motherhood is a bad option, but it's one that comes with its own consequences. And our women deserve to know on the front end of their decision making instead of on the back half.
Girl, you want to say something about this? Do you really want to
agree with what she said?
Huh?
I actually agree with what she said.
Yeah.
She called out the numbers just right. And she also said the older that the women get, and because of the independent years that you had doing your thing without deciding that just what you want in life and have a fulfilling role, because that's what it is. Motherhood and a wife. For us, it's fatherhood and a husband. Yeah. That fulfills the role as far as the family union.
Yeah.
Now, when you say I don't want to do any of this, and you go out here and wow, ain't nobody gonna tell you right then, you know what I'm saying, that you're wasting yourself and your value is dropping. That's like anything that you go into a store to buy or on a lot to buy. Once you leave the store or the lot with that, it's already dropped in value. It's not the same, amount because it's been handled now. This is how you get the things called used cars, used whatever, used furniture. It's been handled already. So you're not going to pay the showroom price as you would the discount. Because now it is discounted because it's been handled. So once you get to the point where you find out, as the woman said, she's 40 now, she's looking back over it, and she sees that the thing is that as we do get older, we actually, as far as men, do start to get into our prime because our mind frame is starting to change. Whereas, it's about stability. It's about accountability. It's about being there for somebody. It's being able to take care of a unit, myself, and it fulfills the purpose in my life. Yeah. And now I'm proud of something that I'm doing. And for the woman, now she's gotten older. The thing is that she's done the same thing. She's took care of business all her life and had a good time. But now she's not looked at as wife material. She's not looked at as somebody I want to spend the rest of my days with because you have miles on your tires.
Yeah.
You have miles on your tires. And in being with miles on your tires, you already have perceptions on how you feel about men. You already have, certain characteristics that you'll pick up because anytime you lay down with anybody, the souls are going to be mixed. They're going to be mixed. Once they get mixed, the thing is you leave a part of yourself with that person with you.
Yeah.
So having these different personalities on you will have you in a state of whereas you don't know if you're coming or going. Because it only takes one thing for one person that you say you are interested in to do something that reminds you of something that somebody in the past is not even there to do. Then it lets you know you haven't did any type of healing. And in our community, we don't do no healing. We just try to move on and band-aid the situation with the next person. And that doesn't do anything because that person's about to get the hell that's been already held up from all the pain and suffering. Same as on the other side of the fence, the fellas. We have got to get to a point where there's going to be some healing individually. And the way you do that, you can't be with nobody. Mm-hmm. You have to take time to look on the inside to fix the problems on the inside. And once you fix the problems on the inside, now you're free to say, I'm looking for something because you already know the work that it takes to work on yourself, understand all the errors that you made, build on that, and then walk in a higher path, understand, okay, I can notice this in people, but they got to notice that. You can see potential in people all the time, but they've got to come down to the resolution that I'm going to do it for me because it's best for me. We're going around here too much time, Our arguments all the time is, well, this person, this person's this, they better than that, they better than this. Everybody got a beam in their eye.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody pulling it out because they too busy looking at everybody else's face. Somebody, I need to get it out your face. It's hypocritical. And until we get to a point where as we actually honest, this is what I like about with the feet. I don't tune into it. But the thing is, she said something that's reverberating with me right now.
Yeah. I can agree with her to,
this time, I'm saying.
Yeah. This time, yeah. That's why I said, you want to go first, bro? I mean, because, the thing that's scary about women like N.W.A is like she says one thing, then she says another. It's like, you saying this, but then you mean that. And it kind of confuses her audience because that's what everybody is basically coming at her about. It's like you really don't know which, it basically equals to the point where it's saying Black women don't know what the hell they want nowadays. Because
how can you? I'm saying, how can you when you have all these spirits that you lay down with these men, and the thing is you pick up a part of each of these men that you lay down. So you have partial personalities from these different men that you know in your life. This has imprinted onto your psyche. This is why when they do certain things, it reminds you of this other person. Or when this person does something.
A red pillar has jumped into
the whole problem about it. So when you have certain situations where you're going, back and forth, you don't have your own mind. You have their minds.
Yep, exactly.
But go ahead, dog. You need to
Yeah,
jump in.
I'm trying to see the videos out here. Somebody was talking against her. Like,
I
let's see.
officially don't understand what black women want anymore. And I am a black woman. Ebony K. Williams recently went on looks like an interview. I saw this clip on the Shade Room. I have not watched the whole interview, so maybe I don't know the full gist. But what I'll say is this, based off this clip alone that I saw in the Shade Room, I don't understand why you guys are so mad. In this clip, Ebony K is simply saying that black women, even though we are ambitious, even though a lot of us are going to school, more of us are going to school than black men, by the way, which is why we're making more money than black men. But a lot of us are only focusing on that and we're not dating. We're putting that to the side. And eventually, time starts to run out. We're looking in our mid 30s, 40s, and by that point, we are losing value. Okay. So I understand that this could be pretty triggering for some people to say, I don't lose value. But the truth is, we do. And by value, it simply means that your dating pool will shrink. A lot of us are picky. A lot of us say we want this and that. But we have to understand that our partner also has desires. It's not just about us. And in this case, we can do both. We can date and we can go to school. We can date and we can hustle and achieve our goals. But a lot of us are just choosing one and then we're waiting and we're pushing marriage and love to the back burner. And then we get upset when the pool shrinks for us. For those ladies who think that you're going to get the one percenter, the truth is that a lot of us are competing for one percenters, and majority of one percenters do not marry black women. I'm not saying date, I'm not saying impregnate, but marry. And I'm getting tired of seeing us just always getting knocked up and not getting married. I want that for us. I'm tired of just seeing us carrying children and not being married like majority of other races of women. These are statistics, not opinions that I am speaking. And I think that we get so upset with Ebony K, same as getting upset with Candace Owens, because these women are trying to help us, but we are so stuck in delusion and we want everything to go our way and we don't think about the role and the part that we're playing. If you took offense to this clip, please leave a comment. Tell me what I'm missing. But what I got out of this was simply her saying, you guys, you should prioritize love because as you get older, unlike men get older, they make more money, hopefully. And even then, there's a cap on that. When you get like late 40s, 50s, some jobs will even lower your pay because of age, And if we continue to push it back, we're not like men. Our value decreases with time and men's value kind of increases with time. So that's what I got from it, simply telling us, date when you're young, look for love, stop just hoeing around, stop just having fun, stop having people's babies with no rings, but take your love life seriously the same way that you do your career, your education, etc. I'm confused why that would upset people, but let me know in the comments if I'm missing something.
I kind of didn't even pay too much attention to that video because I thought this was a video. I think that was the wrong one that I wanted to show. What she was agreeing with Ebony K, and then she kind of threw me off when she said Candace Owens. Now we was given the green light this time to Ebony K, but in reality, when she brought up Candace Owens, saying Candace Owens was saying certain things or whatever. I never, Candace Owens to me is like a mixed factor with her too, because she seems to me, just by listening to her, is like she's trying to be more outside the box of herself than being in the box of herself. And that's what kind of rubs people the wrong way, because you confuse the community, the black community, to think that you're one way than what you think you are. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard certain things that she said where it literally, strikes me out, because instead of you dealing with the situations that you see in the black community, you just basically just stand toe to toe with the motherfuckers that look just like you. I get it. Sometimes we do have to put our people in their place and get them right on situations, but at the same time, her talking points, unless these motherfuckers is basically just taking parts of her videos and pasting it, and because you do have motherfuckers that can chop up your shit and make your shit sound like you worse than who you are. because that can be done. Because I've seen it done with Farrakhan, with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, 30, almost 40 years ago, where they take certain videos and take certain things that's and flip it around. You know?
Incoming voice call from Crown Lion Hamlet Mom.
Okay.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah. Her on music talking to his mother. But, you know, like I was saying, you know, what's her name? Yeah, I got the girl name already. But anyway, the broad I was talking about. Because, see, a lot of these broads, man, you know, some of them mean well, I'm sure, but it's just certain things that they talk about, certain things that they say, it kind of rub the community the wrong way. Because your tone and delivery has got to be on point, for one. Two, you got to basically show and break things down to where folks can really, really, truly understand where you're coming from. Because when you start talking like, you know, getting talking points, like you're saying, you know, you basically showing yourself like you better than what you think you are and what yada yada yada, it kind of rubs folks the wrong way. Because you know, that situation with N.W.A said right here about the bus driver, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, she would date the man and he owned the bus instead of driving the bus. She said clearly that she didn't mean that. She was like, you know, I would rather date the man that owned the bus because I know the visualization of the man basically constantly recycling his dollars by owning the bus. You know, I got that heart. You know, but at the same time, it shouldn't be to the point where the man own the bus or not. If the man is making money and he's determined to take care of his family, you should be down like four flat tires both ways. Because, you know, even way back in the 60s on back, when black men were taking care of their families back in the days, that black woman didn't sit up there and say, you know, James, you know what I'm saying? If you don't own the bus, I don't want you, you know, having anything to do with this family no more. As long as this man was bringing a paycheck in, that with the water, light, gas, and all that stuff stayed on, she didn't give a damn. As long as it's legally and he's getting a check off of it, that's all that matters. Because she's gonna take care of the house one way or the other. She's gonna make sure the food cooked. She's gonna make sure the kids are clean and the house is clean, and therefore. But we lost sight of all that because of how the system got brainwashed, deaf, dumb, and blind. We don't know about shit like that no more. And we are like 50 to 60 years in the paint since how black men and women used to collaborate with each other and basically unify with one another to the point where we knew how the family structure went. We don't know how that go anymore. Because nowadays, when women get married to a man and men get married to a woman, it's on some stability, materialistic shit. If he ain't making six figures, I don't want to deal with that nigga.
That's ridiculous anyway.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, but see, this is what I come to find out from Miss K, her audience member that you had on video, is that I remember a video you showed me a while back, and she was talking to Yolanda Evanzan. I think I pronounced that name right.
Elanzan.
Yeah, her.
Elanzan. Yeah.
Well, she was able to break through to her about as far as what the femininity of a woman and the power that it holds in submission to things, especially when our role comes to a man and understand what the submission definition actually really means.
Yeah.
So the way things been going since that interview that she had with her up to this point right now, from what I'm seeing, is what we've been talking about all along. The bridge, you know what I'm saying, is starting to get washed out. The pipes are starting to crack. It's starting to, you know what I'm saying, starting to leak over here and on the pipes. And the truth is coming up in these women is that this independent thing it's a lie. And it's a devastating, tragic lie that they're actually trying to destroy us. And it's starting to understand it somewhat. And I'm happy about that. Yeah. I'm happy about that. So, like I was telling you earlier, it's got to run its course, bro. And that's the only way I see this thing getting down to the nitty gritty as far as them getting real and getting on the same page is that you got to go through some pain and hurt. That's what you're used to. And that's the interesting, ironic part about it. That's what you're going to have.
Yeah.
So as you get into your late 30s, 40s, and then in your 50s and you're looking around, we was talking about that. You can have all the money you want, man, but you ain't happy, dog.
Yeah, you're not happy. Yeah, exactly. We know, and we talking about certain motherfuckers that I dealt with in my time that's like that right now as we speak. But she trying to play like she's all that and everything's all to the good. But in reality, she's not happy worth a damn because of what her actions speak. Because the one thing I can tell you, that whole concept about actions speak louder than words, that's a real situation there, bro. Because, I mean, I'm, like I say, 1,000 of y'all know I'm from South Central LA. I'm from Los Angeles. And on the other side of South Central Los Angeles, going up to the north of the 10 freeway, you start getting up towards Hollywood and Hollywood Hills, Burbank, the San Fernando Valley, all the way to Calabasas. That's where all the rich folks stay at. And most of the rich folks that stay up that way, their lifestyle might look good on camera, but when the cameras is off, them motherfuckers is the most defected and depressed people on the planet. And they got tons of money, but it's just like, I don't know what the fuck to do with this money. Should I go out and buy me a brand new Miata or a Maserati or a Maybach or a Mercedes or whatever? Or should I just leave the money in the damn bank and just draw interest on it and just figure out what I'm gonna do later on in the later life or whatever? I don't know what the fuck to do. All I know is I got a lot of goddamn money and I'm good. I can buy anything I want when I want, but at the same time, I'm still not happy. Why am I not happy? Because I don't have the happy energy within me. Because motherfuckers really don't want to be around me because I got certain standards that I set for myself. Motherfuckers come around me that just want me for my money, stay the fuck away from me. Motherfuckers that just say, you did good in your life, but at the same time never had nothing to say to me when I was broke on my ass, stay the fuck away from me. So I really don't have no real motherfuckers around me with the folks that's working for me. Like my butler, like my gardener, my security guard, you know what I'm saying? Folks that's watching my house or shit like that. That's all I got around me that's real. And they not my friends. They're not no family or nothing. They just folks that working for me. Well, I can't talk to them like I talk to regular folks. You know what I'm saying? They my employees. So now I'm just basically in a huddle by myself. And a lot of these celebrities, way back in the days, we know a lot of them that we see on television that then found themselves dead in the house because they died of lonesome, died of being lonely. Because everybody that was around them didn't know what the hell they had going on because they were like, this nigga don't want to answer my phone call. She don't want to do this. She don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to do this. He don't want to do that. So we don't know what the hell going on with them. And they get up in their 80s and 90 year range, and they ain't got no family, no friends, nobody that really can speak to them just in case something happens.
Nathan.
It take for a gardener or a security guard that work for them or one of the butlers or chef or somebody to find them in the damn bedroom dead as a motherfucker. Well, they got a whole lot of money. They knew their health was getting down bad. Well, they said, shit, fuck it. Whatever happened, happened. And I've heard that so many times in this society. So anyway, that's why I say, folks got to understand the whole gratification on how folks live their lives out here, because a lot of times we can't just look at folks for what it is because you don't know how these folks live their lives out here. That's just like me and you. We do this podcast every week or every other week or whatever the case may be, and we get a certain amount of views. And sometimes folks watch us, sometimes folks don't, and then sometimes the notifications don't get out there because they already know how we get down. And it just, hey, you know what I'm saying? It real the power that be face, in the mud. They end up looking like this brother right here. Like, oh shit, what these niggas gonna say tonight? Let's have our finger on the button. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, goddamn it, You know what I'm saying what we say. And and then sometimes we'll play around with them and say, we don't need no harm, you know what I'm saying? We sorry. And then next thing you know, we hear this. You know what I'm saying? You
I
start talking,
know. It's cool.
they start talking like Big Mike.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. It's cool.
You know what I'm
My,
saying?
but
But at the
yeah,
same time, we still watching you. We still watching
I do
everything
think
you
it's still gonna
saying.
go down
Huh?
because I really don't think the gravity because our people are still really don't understand exactly what the government is about to jump into doing. It's about to be a crash in a way that you really don't know.
Oh
You
no.
really don't know.
No.
But it's the circumstances, the pressure and circumstances behind it is going to force our people together. I do know that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna go back to the olden days. I know. I can feel it coming. I already know.
Yeah,
It's gonna.
yeah.
That's nature. That's the nature of us. And see, that's the thing they don't understand. Their whole gratification may be to the point where they trying to basically exterminate all black people off the planet, off the face of the earth. But no matter how much they try, no matter how hard they work at it, it's not gonna never happen because they don't realize how this thing called nature works. Nature is not set up the way they want to be set up. No matter how much GMO shit they try to create in this goddamn on this planet, because they don't realize the trap's already been shot. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter because here's the thing: if it was a point you kill off the whole black population, you're basically gonna kill yourself because you're gonna die too. Because this planet is not yours, and you said thousands of times, bro. This is not their planet. This is ours. Yeah, just because you stole your way to cafe society, don't mean it's yours. You stole it.
All of it.
That's just like the whole concept we use in high school and junior high. They talk about Christopher Columbus discovered America, and you would have thought that wasn't not a damn soul on this planet, on this in the states, in this country, until he came here. But this continent is older than Christopher Columbus and many other them goddamn woodpeckers.
Let me jump into
Because,
that. So,
go ahead, bro.
did y'all know? And maybe you do. If you're a history scholar like myself and like to jump into things, find out what's shaking.
Mm-hmm.
But in 1493, the next year, it was decreed by King Ferdinand of Spain and Isabella. They sanctioned him by any means necessary to subdue the natives. Now, what people don't tell you is that they brought their habits along with him. Now, let's get into those habits, people,
Uh-oh.
and see exactly why we are where we are right now.
Yeah.
First and foremost, they were told to get here. Once they got here, Columbus's men then, once they got restless at the point, and they didn't want to continue, to go back home, see the wives and things like that. Columbus gave them little boys, little girls, men and women to sexually abuse. But it was said that the crew preferred the little girls and the little boys. This is 1 year after he so-called discovered. That should tell you right now, you can't discover something if people are already there. You're visiting. You just didn't know. But they got over on everybody on discovering something. That's like me walking up in y'all house and saying, I discovered a spot. And everything I find off in there, oh man, this is all mine now. How would that make the original owners feel? Pissed off. But the thing is, I got everybody tied up in the house and I got a gun and y'all ain't got nothing. So I'm going to have my way with your little boys. I'm going to have my way with your little girls. I'm going to have my way with your men and your women if I choose to. But the biggest thing after this is we're going to murder all y'all because we need what you got here.
Damn.
This is why Columbus' name is ringing, that he discovered, because they don't want to say that he came over and exterminated the natives to take over this land. Because they wasn't here for about trade. They was here to take whatever they could. They heard about stuff over the radio waves, if you will. They had some gold over this way, mountains of it. It's falling off. You can't go around without running into it. They like, we got to go get some of that.
Yeah.
Now, true enough, they did find some gold. But the people was actually, you know what I'm saying, before this time frame, the common cold, which is interesting enough, actually helped wipe them out. Syphilis, chicken pox, polio, all this was coming on the boat with the white people over to this place. So not only are you giving them STDs, that's killing them because their immune system is not used to that. Not only are you giving you your common colds and your venereal diseases, that's killing them because their immune system is not used to that. But on top of that, after you abuse them, embarrass them, and degrade them by raping them and pillaging, now you murder everybody. That's cold. That's I don't even know. I ain't got the words for it. You can't say it's cruel because it's beyond that. You can't say it's cold because it's freezing deeper than that. But this is where your pedophilia and all this come from. The founding fathers of this country, because this is what the fireside clubs and these all first parishes came in. That's what they attended. Benjamin Franklin and the rest of the gang.
Yep.
Because after they had sex with the little boys and little girls, now they were sacrificed off to whoever God they was talking about. And we know what's going on. If y'all want to get deeper, we can talk about it a little later on. But the point is, everything that they have told us about our people is the reflection of what they are. And they just want us to see it as us. I'm going to use that.
Damn. Oh, you just hit the goddamn wall out the goddamn heart, bro. Only you hit the goddamn wall out the heart. That's straight like that. So, the thing is, the folks don't understand. The thing is that folks don't seem to understand is that, you know, back in those days, even with our people, because Indians are our people too, but we knew who our enemies were. Now we don't know who our enemies are. And then some of us do know our enemies are, but we just want to be friends with them. Just like I said on the podcast last week, we want to be accepted. And so we're gonna do whatever it takes to be accepted. Even if we had to go outside ourselves to be just like them to be accepted. And that's not a good look, because when you do stuff like that, you take yourself out of the prefix of who you are as your natural being. And that's the reason why our communities are being destroyed, because Black women think that they don't have to be accountable for anything anymore than they have to. And we talk about this all the time. And it seems to a point where we're losing sight of our communities. We're losing sight of how we're supposed to be in our communities. Because, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine today, and she had posted a picture of a preacher. And I was like, is that y'all preacher at y'all church? And she said, yeah. And it's a female, it's a woman. And I said, damn, they don't have men preachers no more? in
Can I
Greenville.
can I piggyback on that?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
See, this is why I know y'all about religious fads. And this is what the Roman Catholic Church did when they first got their hands on the tour. Let's change it up to make it suit everybody.
Mm.
And divine law is not everybody. It's a special, certain precepts. You got to do it a certain way. Now, the crazy thing is, everybody so-called got a Bible at their house or in their dashboard or wherever. But you don't read it.
Nope.
You definitely don't study it. Because here's the crazy thing. Once you look into the book of Timothy is actually talking about the order of the church. The requirements for to be an elder. The requirements for to be a deacon. And the crazy thing is, in those 2 points, it's saying they are men. Then the crazy thing is that the Most High already saw everything. In the next couple of chapters, 2 or 3 down, not far from it, it's saying that the women, that if they have anything that they want to ask about or question about, they're supposed to be silent. And then wait until after service, get with their husband, and their husband explain to them what was going on about certain things if they didn't understand it. Not to take the pulpit, it said silent, which means you're not supposed to be up there trying to lead nothing, because that's not what you're created to do. So you ain't even doing those scriptures.
Oh no. So that's another answer to this whole fiasco of the destruction of our black community. My sisters are trying to be the new man in our community.
But see, it's not their fault, because see, this system here in this country has helped boost their heads up. As you said, when Miss K and one of her supporters, as you showed on the video, was talking, they both mentioned saying that we out educate them. Of course you do. Because that's the only one that allowed in on things. These are the only ones that allowed to get the businesses started. You're the only one that allowed to get the education on. You're the only ones allowed to, to get get help from the government when you're at. We don't get none of that.
Yes, sir.
We don't get none of that. So education is way out there, because our first education is from the streets. Because our father has been taken from us at an early age, whether it's in the jail or even in the grave or strung out somewhere. Either way, he's out the picture. So we don't get a chance to come up there. But to make things worse and to put the blame where it is, since y'all want to do it this way, for the last 30 years, we have not been in the household. You all have been raising the sons that y'all see out here that y'all saying we can't stand. Straight like that.
And see, the thing is, so we need to piggyback on your situation, bro. Because you got the grill burning. Them ribs smell good right now. You got the grill burning right now. And I don't say why you right and why I'm giving this a 1,000% chaos stamp of approval. Because back then, in the little bit after the civil rights movement, when the whole Dr. King got assassinated, their whole agenda was to basically kick the black man out the house, because when Dr. King was saying the things that he was saying, he changed the whole trajectory of his mindset from ass kissing to making the white folks start kissing our ass. The Black Panther Party of self-defense started coming into the picture as well. You had all these different movements starting to build up. SLA, all these militia groups black militia groups started to build up to learn how to secure and safely secure in our communities, instead of like men supposed to, instead of getting on their knees, crawling, asking Mr. Charlie for something, when we can do it for ourselves. They didn't like that, because that make our family strong and make our women survive and have and assist us like they supposed to in nature. They didn't like that. They figured the situation out. They said, you know what? We're going to send one of our white women in there to literally tell them that we are being oppressed and oppressed and all stuff, like black men and black women are getting oppressed. And I understand where y'all coming from. So us as black women, like, okay, you should have said what I feel. Yeah, girl. I mean, I be doing it and doing it, and they just be, and she start crying, give you those same fashion love song, and y'all fall for it once again, just like y'all did in slavery, when one of the white girls said that nigga beat the hell out, that nigga beating me, and then
Let me,
you sitting
let,
there saying,
let me pull
you
up
know,
on the wave right beside you, dog.
you
I
know what I'm
got you.
saying? Okay, bro, hold on. And sit up there and say, I don't want to say nothing. She like, you better tell them that you gonna join the nigger. You know what I'm saying? And they taking up for the white girl once again. But see, the thing is, around that situation with the women's liberation movement, y'all didn't even know this woman, Gloria Steinway, was a goddamn CIA informant that was brought in the black community for women, black women, to basically destroy their mindsets on thinking that they're better than their black man. Talking about they're being oppressed. But black women was never being oppressed because she wasn't really doing shit. We were the one working out here and taking care of our families and things of that nature. But go ahead, Roy.
I was gonna piggyback you down saying about the women's so-called women's suffrage movement. Yeah, as you know, and as all our people out here that's listening tonight, they know. Anytime that they can get any type of dirt on us to throw that out there, they will. Y'all know that. So let's go back from slavery up through civil rights up to the 1960s. I'll say 1970s. I'll stop it at the 1970s. From that time to in that time period, from slavery to 1970s, them always want to throw dirt on us, whatever they can find, to make us look horrible as they can. There's not one time have they documented in their history as oppressing us that we were ever from slavery to 1970 having abuse problems in our households. And then our men and women could not get along.
That's right.
So we were good in the worst situations that they could give us. So they's like, we can't give y'all a worse situation as of yet. We got to break y'all up. So when the women's suffrage started, they went to the black woman, as you said, and told her that you're being oppressed also. There has never been a documentation since slavery to 1970 where we had been oppressing our women. They don't have anything on record since that time from slavery to 1970. They're women that whoever had the platform, whoever had the mic at the time frame, and whatever age of year, did not say we had a problem and domestic problems with our men at home. It didn't start until the white woman crept over, told her that we're going to help you jump on with us with the job, give you some benefit, tell you about stuff like stocks, bonds, and things like that. Oh, well, that's good. Entice them out the house, put them into the workforce with them, and now this is where we had later with big-headed women. I'm a year back.
Yes, sir. Straight like that. And see, that's what I'm saying. I mean, when you got to the point where black women started to get to the point where they started going into a different direction, they did not know that there was a war tactic that was being built up in our society, straight like that. Because the thing was, like I said, they already had to destroy Dr. King. They had to assassinate his character, kill him, and
Mm-hmm.
get him out the way because they knew something was about to brew up. Because Dr. King wasn't the Dr. King that they was using back in 1963 with the I Had a Dream siege. So now we got him out the way. Now we got to start fucking with these damn Black Panther fuckers. We got to start fucking with the black community because all these niggas that live in the black community that work at the factories and stuff, Firestone tires, Goodyear tires, General Motors, Dodge, and all these places and stuff, all these manufacturers, companies and stuff back in the day. We're gonna take all these jobs out of their neighborhoods and give it to the Mexicans. Or give it to the folks overseas or whatever the case may be. Or just send the goddamn factories out somewhere where the black folks can't transfer their experience to these other places. and take them out the community. So now all these factories been shut down. The brother that used to be working there 10, 15, 20, almost 20 years is out on his ass without unemployed. The black woman now, she's got to get up and go out and get a job. She goes out and get a job with a snap of her finger. She goes out and get education with a snap of her finger. The black man, he tried to do the same thing. They not hiring him because the job that they're trying to hire, they're trying to get more so-called minorities, women into the workforce because of this new law that basically been projected in the 70s. Letting the women start doing the job. This whole relationship. I am a woman, hear me roar. I can do it all. I can do the same thing a man can do. But the whole concept was focusing on the black community. They take the black man out because, see, we knew our places in the home. You see, most black people will say shit like, well, back in those days, black men was whores and they was out having sex with other women while they had a whole family at home. But see, this is the thing. The black man, he pretty much probably had done that, but at the same time, I guarantee he didn't say, I don't know that little nigga, that ain't my child, they ain't my son, they ain't my daughter. You know what I'm saying? He claimed his kids. He took care of all his kids. Whatever that came out of his dick hole, he took care of. Even the one that didn't come out of his dick hole, he took care of them too, as a matter of fact. He didn't discriminate on kids because he knew it was destined for him to be the man to make sure these youngins grow up and get an education and do what they're supposed to do. That's why the black woman never said anything about what, Mr. John did or whatever the case may be, because they knew that chances are he ain't gonna forget us because he gonna always come out here and check on these kids and check on us, make sure we all good. And then he'll try to go to Miss Nancy around the corner's house, who he was fucking, and take care and check on her and make sure her kids and her good. So it was all a village type of situation where all the men were taking care of kids. Because I'm gonna tell you something. My granddaddy, God rest, Henry Moulton Sr., he had my mother and my grandmother and all of them, my grandmother's kids and stuff. But he had another family on the other side of the tracks. The thing was, you had folks even back then was telling my auntie, why you up there playing with such and such? Don't you know that's your sister, or that's only your sister, and that's Miss such and such daughter, and she was messing around with your daddy behind your grandma's back and all this old shit, trying to cause division. Because and my auntie was like, so what? That's my sister, and I'm gonna be with her all day, every day. She hang with me, I don't hang with her. But the thing is, that was starting to be a ruined situation where women started to look down on each other because they were sharing the same diggling. Well, my grandmother didn't care. My grandma wasn't that type of person. My grandma was cool with Sister Mackin, because Sister Mackin looked out for my grandma. My grandma looked out for Sister Mackin. God rest the dead to both of them. But the thing is, that's how black women did back in those days. They took care of each other, and the black men took care of the children together. That's a village type of thing that was going on, which was a natural thing that came from way back in the ancient times. But the thing is, when you systemically brainwash black women to think that they're more than their black men, then that situation changed the trajectory of how a black woman really think in society. And that makes her think that she don't need the man no more, and she can do things by herself, which causes the man not to be there anymore. The man literally leaves out the household. And they make up all types of excuses saying the man, he cheated on me, or he said he don't have nothing to do with us and the kids no more. But a lot of times it don't be that. It be her own demise to think that, I run this house and I'm the one of this house and this and that and another. Nigga, you ain't shit. I make more money than you. Cause now that's the thing now. Cause women now feel like they making 6 and 7 figures. They don't need no man. And if they do get a man, they're gonna try to get somebody that got more money than they got. And a lot of times them men ain't trying to look at them, ain't trying to holler at them because they already know if I get with this one that got making a lot of money, she gonna think too much of herself, and I ain't got time for that. That's why they'll say a woman that's making a whole lot of money. What the hell I like talking to a dude that work at McDonald's that's making $26,000-$30,000 a year.
Let me tell you something. I got to throw in this also because it just ran across my head. But we have been briefly, you know what I'm saying, touching on some things like, you know what I'm saying, in life here as far as, you know what I'm saying, that certain someone and going through a marriage. Because the Most High, you know what I'm saying, he's about marriage. He ordains that once you marry, he said, okay, y'all together for life. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it is. But in today's society, you have things what you call prenups, and you have things what you call she's bringing in, she's got her own bank account already stuff on the side. See, that's a major red flag, people, because you're going in already saying, I don't believe this is going to be for life. That should be a warning to yourself. So this is why you really have to work on yourself individually. So when the Most High, because when he sees you working on yourself, believe me, he sees that other counterpart working on themselves, and he's gonna cross the paths. Right. If you're patient. But when you go in with the mind frame of I got to protect myself, that means already, you know what I'm saying, I don't trust this person, and I definitely don't see it going along. We're wasting our time, people.
Yep.
So if you and you find a partner out here and y'all truly about each other, and you know it, just like my brother said earlier, it's about the actions. If one of y'all see the other, because see, this is the way the dynamic of the relationship is supposed to work. Their weak places is where you're strong at, and vice versa. That's what makes it a powerful combination. So if you having two people that are already headstrong and got it together, they're not going to work out ever. Those are physics. If you take two magnets and put the north ends together, they're going to repel against each other because they're equal. They're not. Opposites attract. You have to have a weaker end and you have to have a stronger end. But together, they are powerful. This stuff is all in nature that the Most High already put down for telltale signs, and folks just don't see it. As my brother was saying earlier when we was talking. You just don't see it because you're too caught up in your own mind saying this is how I'm going to go about things instead of taking the math around you.
That's right.
So until we get to a point where as you can be true with yourself, you're not going to find that person because you haven't gotten to that point where you say, okay, I'm true with myself. And this is the standards that I have set. And this is what it's going to be. And if there are high moral standards that are good, then guess what? You're going to meet that person that's like that. Now, the slick guy going to throw a lot of distractions, whether it's male or female, whoever you are, through your path, just to get you to do the same mistake and we already know what that is. If you know anything about baby mama drama or baby daddy drama or paying child support or any of these crazy things, alimony and whatnot, this is what we're going to be going. This is what you're gambling. That's a red flag. If you already know, now, if it's for a good time, I'm hoping everything goes great for you. But just understand there's always consequences behind things.
Yes, sir.
And you got to make sure that you are mentally stable enough to say, okay, yeah, I've weighed that out. And if it goes down this way, okay, I can deal with it. If not, drama, drama, trauma, trauma. And everybody knows this.
Yeah.
So please, people, work on yourselves. Continue to better yourselves on your character flaws and things of this nature. Break yourself on the rock instead of letting the rock break you. And I'm going to yield back.
Yes, sir. Straight like that. All right, well, let's move on. I have another subject matter. Black women being jealous of their child. You ever heard of any kind of you ever heard that type of stupidity going on in our society? When a woman still jealous of her own offspring, you know, I'm not gonna put certain people on blast on their behalf, but I do know a lot of women that are like that, that are jealous of their own child. Because a lot of times when women get their bunch boxes in the bunch, they panties in the bunch, a lot of times they catch themselves to the point where they know the man and them are not together anymore. They know the man don't want to have nothing to do with her no more because of what she did or what she said he did. So now he just say, I still want to be a child's life. I just don't want you a part of the situation. Some women do not want to take that. They take that as a cap because it's like you don't want to have nothing to do with me, so you don't want to have nothing to do with your kids. They try to make themselves a package deal because you don't want to have nothing to do with her no more because of whatever she's supposed to have done. To using the child as a protective shield of bullshit to make herself look good and make the man look bad. Because, like I said before, a while back on the podcast, I said I believe majority of black men that know they have a seed in this world, in this country, will do no harm to their child. They're gonna always be there for their child, no matter what. But at the same time, the mother want to keep the child away from the father because they feeling some type of way about the father not being with them. And then a lot of times these same women be the women that never had a father figure in their life, never really understands the real genetics of a man being in a child's life because they never had that. Why a lot of these women they get out here and they say stuff like they don't need a man. That's a heavy giveaway right there when they say that. Because when you say you don't need him, you literally telling God that you don't need nothing that He basically created for you to have. That's the reason why this society is so reckless, is because you literally saying that you basically can hold things down by yourself, no matter what. What That's not true because there are a whole lot of videos out here showing that that's not the truth. Because I've seen videos where literally, shout out to my brother Jeremy Hill. I was checking out his show earlier. He's supposed to be coming. I'm going here. He told me he told me he going to come on one of these podcasts. So I think we're gonna go back to 7:30 next week
All right.
because I don't want to kind of deflect our shit with his situation. You know what I'm saying? Because he starts his at 5:15, and sometimes he don't go over the hour, depending on how many folks is watching. See, we go all night, we'll go all day, and folks don't have to. But it's like, well, he do shit different than how we do over here. Because he stay on one topic, so we talk about all kind of shit. But he said he said he'll be glad to come on here. So shout out to that brother. But he had a video that he did where a 21-year-old girl killed her granddaddy because he told her to go wash her ass. I'm gonna say it again. This 21-year-old Louisiana girl killed her granddaddy because he said for her that she need to go and take a bath. And so she literally went in the bathroom or in the kitchen and got a knife and stabbed him in the face. Yep. And I'm trying to see if I can pull up Brother Journey's Hill's reaction to that because that was
Okay.
really hooked up. Let's see if I can find it. If I can find it, I'm damn sure gonna play it. You know what I'm saying? Cause let's see. I mean, he got so many videos on stupid shit like this, man. It's crazy. Let me see if I can find it. Cause bro, when you see this shit, you hear this shit, man, you gonna like, what the fuck is really going on with our people? Let me see. Shit. Where is it at? Yeah, the guy. Yeah, granddad. You know, the first off, you know, who I hope not find the video. It's crazy that your granddaddy had to tell a grown ass woman to go wash her ass. You a grown woman. You supposed to have your hygiene together, regardless. You know, because like I say,
Hey,
what you gonna say, bro?
no, they can't add that together because the thing is, you got to have a mother that's there to show you things that's been passed down from her mother and her mother about how a female is supposed to take care of herself and always keep herself in a fresh state. Always. But those things not being passed down because the family unit has been broken up by white supremacy injecting itself into us. And now this is what we have the byproducts of. I just saw a video earlier where up in New York, this woman was actually going live. She's like, now check out my son. He in there grabbing stuff. Okay, they look like they up, you know what I'm saying, a little ways up from ground floor because I'm looking at the ones all I'm seeing is the top of the building right next to, so some type of apartment building, you know what I'm saying, sky rise. But he's up in his room by the windows, and he started to take, you know what I'm saying, the ironing board and fold it up, and he's busting the windows. And she's like, okay, well, go ahead and bust them. She's like, look at him. I don't know what to do with him. I don't know what to do with him. And he over there, he really heated. He's saying something under the voice. I can't really make out because she's talking so loud that, you know what I'm saying, his background, whatever his response, whatever that is, they get muffled out. You know what I'm saying? Because she's talking about what he's doing. So I'm like, all right. But as I continue to watch on, you know what I'm saying, and I'm seeing the frustrated face, the first thing I was like, man, you women don't understand. You got to have your fathers there so he can go ahead and listen. I remember saying Yvonne, she said something a while back. She talking to a mother that was degrading her son. And she was like, that's the problem with us as far as, you know what I'm saying, the women in our race, is that we can say things to our sons to damage him for life and his view on women. And I was like, Then she was like, it's up for, you know what I'm saying, to males. She said, because there used to be a time frame where once they got to a certain age, the men that came and got them, uncles, older cousins, dad, granddaddy, they came and got you. They start putting you around them because they're showing you and welcome you, and it's the rite of passage into manhood. Only the men can show the boy the rite of passage into manhood.
Yeah.
But the system knew if I take the man out the way, there won't be no rite of passage to manhood. They'll always be immature in the brain, thinking like a child.
Exactly.
So what do we have? We have grown people in grown bodies, but childish minds, because they argue over trivial, small, minute things. Just like right now, I can throw out there right now, who's the best rapper, this, that, and the third. They're going to go crazy on the keyboards.
Oh, yeah. It's distraction. Mm-hmm.
And that's not easy.
Yeah. No, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Okay, because I was going to show this clip from the brother Jeremy Hill. He's going to tell you what happened with the girl that was musty that killed her grandfather. Check this out.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. Now, this reaction video, before I go into further, let me tell you, if you are easily triggered, leave now, because this is not the channel for you. Now, let me also say this. This reaction video is crazy too. Imagine a 22-year-old woman from Louisiana, being told by her grandfather, to go take your butt to that bathroom and wash your booty because it stinks. And then imagine, after hearing that from your beloved grandfather, this woman goes into the kitchen, grabs a butcher knife, and deletes her grandfather because he tells her to clean up and also do better with your hygiene. It's crazy, but we're about to get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get into it. It's wild.
This 22-year-old woman from Louisiana was arrested after stabbing her grandfather in the face because he asked her to take a shower and clean up after herself.
Now think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Think about this. You know what type of person you got to be to want to put your hand on your grandparents? Your grandparents, your grandfather, and your grandmother for most are the most beloved people in the family. That's your big mama, your big daddy, your pawpaw, whatever you want to call them. These people love you. Now, what lets me know there's something wrong here? Why is a 22-year-old woman, first she's grown. She's grown. Why are you at your grandparents' house? I kind of think there's a broken family issue going on. Where the father or the mother? And why would you be in somebody's house that you can't respect enough to go do what they say? You shouldn't even be in there. She was staying with the grandparents.
This 22-year-old woman from Louisiana was arrested after stabbing her grandfather in the face because he asked her to take a shower and clean up after herself. He told her she needed to do a better job at taking care of her hygiene. Young people, as much as y'all don't like people to tell y'all nothing, you would think that y'all would be out here handling y'all business. I'm not telling you to
No, you know why? A lot of these young people, especially in our community, who think they know it all, they don't know anything at all. All they know is to be rebellious and to reject wisdom, discernment, understanding. This doesn't make any sense. You know how hard-hearted you got to be, how hateful-hearted you got to be to want to attack an elderly person. Now, let's not be naive here. Majority of people who are grandparents, who are elderly, sometimes they have medical issues. Sometimes they have mobility issues, can't get from here to there too well without assistance. And you're staying underneath their roof, and he's telling you to go take a shower or whatever it is and clean up after yourself. That's the problem. A lot of our modern day women don't want to be clean, don't want to know how to cook, don't want to take care of their hygiene. I hear a lot of stories from other men telling me about women not doing the proper maintenance on their tuna box that's below their navel, the lips below the hips, so to speak. And then you have women who don't brush their teeth anymore like they used to. And I know some of you may say, oh, that's just the women you see. I don't see that many of them, but I do smell a lot of them. You can go into these stores and you smell some women. They don't keep up with their hygiene anymore. Now they are so hateful-hearted. If you correct them about their hygiene, they want to try to end your life.
I would be out here handling y'all business. I'm not telling you to take a shower because I want to be mean to you. I'm telling you to take a shower because I could smell you. And you should want to hear this from somebody who loves you. You don't want to hear this here from somebody out there in the streets because they gonna hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
This is why I believe that when you get to a certain age, you gotta move out.
Exactly. So one of the biggest problems out here today that I see is that mothers are trying to be their daughters or their child's best friend, especially the daughters. You are never supposed to be your daughter's best friend as a mother. You are supposed to be friendly to your daughters, but you have to hold yourself in a regard. You have to hold yourself on a level that's higher than just a friend. How can a daughter be corrected by someone that she views as a friend? Some of you women now are going to the same clubs with your daughter. Some of you women now, mothers, are in competition with your daughters. Some of you are trying to dress as sexy and as youthful as your daughters dress. Some of you are talking to the same men in the same age groups that your daughters are. Some of you are going and doing the same thing, going on social media, taking posts with your daughter of you grinding up on some random man, drinking Casamigo, smoking this, drinking that, sniffing this, whatever you want to call it. You're too busy trying to be their friend. This is why they're not really respecting you. When I grew up, we understood that there was a difference between daddy and son, daddy and friends, mother and daughter, mother and friends. We all knew that this was common sense, and at the same time, it was taught to us. Mothers today are failing their daughters.
If you too grown for me to tell you what to do, then you too grown to be in my house. You gotta go. All that, I'm a grown man, I'm a grown woman. No, you not. You not none of that living in your mama house. You not none of that living in the back room at your grandparents' house.
Facts.
And the grandparents said, we tried to restrain her and calm her down, but we couldn't. And she broke away from us, and she...
Exactly what I was saying. Grandparents are elderly. They are the most beloved, most times the most beloved individuals in the family. Okay? How can a grandmother that's 60 or 70, grandparent, 60 or 70, 80 years old, keep a 22-year-old woman still when they have mobility issues themselves, can barely move around themselves too well, have health conditions, you know what I mean, or just older, just weaker because their muscles are kind of fading away because you get older. You know, your body deteriorates as you get older, okay? That means if they were trying to restrain her, she was so filled with rage and hatred that she was fighting against the grandparents to go get the other grandparent and end his life. She was struggling and resisting
her and calm her down, but we couldn't. And she broke away from us, and she ran to the kitchen and grabbed the knife, and she stabbed her grandfather in the face with it. It's like she just snapped. She trashed the house. She went outside to the breaker box and cut the power off, all because she was asked to shower and tighten up on her hygiene.
This woman went outside, cut all the lights off, cut out, just because she didn't want to wash her funky tail. All because she didn't want to sweep up after herself or wipe something down or make her bed. A grown woman. Age does not equate to maturity. I know plenty of old people that act like children, and I'm sure you do too, viewers. Think about her mindset to do these things. It's like she was possessed.
Listen to me. Sometimes people who love you tell you things you don't want to hear. In the book of Proverbs, the scripture says, listen to advice, accept instructions, that you may gain wisdom. In order for you to get wisdom, you first have to listen. No man becomes wise on his own. The scripture says, whoever walks with the wise become wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. Get up, go take a bath, go in there and brush your teeth. Right now, it might seem like you doing that for me, but you doing that for you.
This is sad that you have to say something like this to a young adult woman. Go wash your butt, brush your teeth, do all the things you're supposed to do, and then you get mad. You shouldn't feel, at her age of 22, she shouldn't even be feeling like I'm doing it for somebody else. I'm doing it for me. That's what she should be feeling like. This is sad.
The best for you. And if I gotta make you mad to bring the best up out of you, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
Boy, as you call it, the Muppet planet is getting darker and darker every day. Even when the sun is shining, it's getting darker. Because, you know, I said it before, and I'll say it again. We have started sharing, we start basically siphon the negative energy from our oppressor to be our energy now. That young lady had to been to the point where she came from a abusive uh, family or something, and she ended up staying with her grandparents. And she just used to doing whatever the fuck she wanted to do, whenever the fuck she wanted to do. And her grandparents was trying to comfort her the best way they could, to the point where the granddaddy was being the head of household. He like, fuck all that. Get your ass in there and take a bath, girl. Don't you know you got this house smelling up like you in here? But he was saying it out of love. And ain't no telling how many times he tried to get on her case about certain things. And the girl snapped to where she ended his life on some sucker shit. And now she's going to be locked up in prison for killing an elder, a loving elder at that. Somebody that was a part of her coming up in this world, I'm sure. Now you're going to have to sit in prison with a bunch of women like yourself that's in the situation, probably different, most likely different from what you're going through. That's literally thinking, wait a minute, I went in jail for killing my husband because it was fucked up, my boyfriend. I'm in jail for robbing a bank or stealing or whatever the case may be, selling drugs and stuff. But I would have never, ever in my life killed my grandparents. I love Big Mama. I love my Pappy, because they showed me more love than my own goddamn parents did. And you, bitch, in here for killing the elder, for telling you to wash your stinking ass. Yeah, bitch, I want to fight you because I'm hurting now because I want to see my grandmother. I want to see my granddaddy, but I can't because I'm in jail in this motherfucker. And here you are, you living under your grandparents' roof, and you killing them. Yeah, bitch, I want to fight you. I might try to kill your ass because it makes you think that those are my grandparents that you killed, or grandfather that you killed. So she gonna catch hell throughout her life. It's going down in the DM. It's going down. I don't feel sorry for her. I don't give a damn if she done got raped by 100 niggas and they did this and did that to make her mindset go in a different direction. I don't want to hear none of that shit because your granddad ain't had nothing to do with it. Because obviously he must give a fuck about you because you in his house. All he did was just tell you that you fucking is a motherfucker.
Yeah,
He probably didn't want to say nothing. He thought for sure that you would have caught the smell before he did, but you didn't. You literally was trying to hide it, and it seeped out of your asshole into the atmosphere, and he smelled it, and he said, "God damn, bitch, you gotta do something about this shit." And I don't know, I don't know if it was to the grandma was laughing. I doubt it. They probably said, "Girl, man, you need to go in there and wash up." And she said, "I'm just sick of this shit. I'm sick of y'all." Went in the kitchen and got a knife and said, "Now, motherfucker, click, 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 click," and stabbed him up, all because he was telling you to wash your body. Well, like the brother, shout out to the brother Journey Hill. Like he said, you got women out here that clearly don't care about themselves no more. And we see this. We see this. And the thing is, it's getting worse and worse. And one thing about it, if my black women out here listening on this podcast, y'all need to get it together and fast. Y'all need to hold each other down instead of trying to rise each other up in unison of ignorance, telling each other that y'all don't need a man. Because that video that you just seen is a prime example of why our society is failing. Because that young lady shouldn't even got to that point. I never in my life, and I'm 47 years old, heard no shit like that before in my life. Come from our community anyway. Now, Caucasian, I can understand. because they're giving everything, in and every damn thing, but they, except love. That's why a lot of times they catch themselves killing their family off because they're not giving. They're not
I
giving.
done heard white folks say that though, man. I done heard white folks say that they only bathe like once a month.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, Steve Jobs said he never washed his ass. He washed his ass every now and again. A lot of times when these white folks they take a bath, they go out to a lake and shit and wash their ass. A nasty ass lake.
They said when they're washing their hair, they just said that they heard that they were told when they wash their hair that the soap runs down there. That's it. The soap runs down there. That's it. So let me tell you something out here, you know what I'm saying, ladies. Is that y'all making it real easy not to want y'all back either. Because if your body, you know what I'm saying, older, greets me while you're running up, I'm instantly disgustingly turned off from it.
Yes, sir.
Because the thing is, I already got these perceptions now that's been placed in my mind that you already feel like I don't need you to lead. I want to lead. That ain't gonna work out with us. So that's already on top of my mind because I already say that you're feeling you're independent and you one of those I don't need, because that's the thing about it. My woman was created for her to need me. So I could provide and protect to do my role and lead off in things. But if your mind frame is not in core with that, then I'm already, you know what I'm saying, at the 99.99% of like, now already. So then you come with the body odor to compound the crime of that. I'm gonna yield back.
You basically throw out the trajectory of a man's wanting to be with you completely off. Because one thing I love about being around a woman is her odor. When she's smelling good, boy, that's gonna make you want to make more love to her than ever before. I'm talking about. I'm a sucker for toes. I love one with pretty toes. When she go and get a pedicure, or whatever, shit, that shit turns me on, bro. I love shit like that. Then she go in there and take a shower or bath and come back and everything in her body smelling good, all the way down to a pussy hole. That's why a lot of times we get so excited. We go down there and we laughing it up like we eating ice cream pop.
Yeah, how you do?
Good. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of, you know, even some of us guys say we don't do no shit like that, which I find very stupid.
Sat around this dinner table here tonight, but that you can't believe.
The thing is, I know damn well that's a lie because a lot of us eating some pussy. I know we eating some pussy out here.
No, it's thinking. It don't want a bag.
Well, I mean, when it's clean shit, bro, you going in.
That's what we talking about right now. It ain't no more.
Damn. You know that, and the thing is, what do you get?
Don't get that call here. And now you can't speak here.
So I mean, the thing is, bro. What I'm saying is, it's just like, you know, when you get that one female that you didn't dance with at the club, and you know, she looking good, she smelling good in the club, but you know, she's been sweating. So chances are, y'all take her back to the hotel, and she goes straight to the bed. When you go to the bed, you go in the shower to go in there and take you a shower. Well, she goes straight to the bed and get in bed. Tell her, come on, babe, I can't wait. Come on, I'm horny. Don't you fuck with it. Don't you fuck with it. Because I'm telling you gonna run up on some shit that you gonna think, goddamn, she literally trying to kill your ass with the smell.
Yeah, but I don't believe we got nothing like that out there. I don't believe it's clean. It ain't clean. If it's out there hustling and grinding like I'm supposed to be doing like that, you know what I'm saying? I come back home, you know what I'm saying, sweaty a little bit, a little dusty, and I got to get in the shower. But we got to the point where as now we see that if she was this young lady, whoever she was, you know what I'm saying, if she was out there in the streets hustling, I see she was a grimy, you know what I'm saying, type of hustler. She'd be out there from 6 a.m. I'm just giving her occupation right now. She might not be doing nothing. It sounds like she definitely wasn't doing that, but I'm just going to get a benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Right. Try to explain the griminess of her. But out there from 6 a.m. in the morning, you know what I'm saying, and maybe, you know what I'm saying, 7, 8:30 at night, and coming on in and just napping and getting back up and doing it all over again. Now, my whole thing is, you know what I'm saying, I only know folks that did that, and that's because they was I don't know, they was in their own world and they was moving packs like that, but that was still nasty. Because the thing is, if you ain't got time to, you know what I'm saying, wash yourself, that means you don't care about your hygiene. This is how infections and germs set up in the body.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And it's easy to contract any kind of STDs in a woman than it is in a man. Because she's got an open womb. That's why we call her. That's why her name. That's why her gender is called woman. Woman. WOMBMAN. That's what the real prefix spell. In other words, they just changed it up. But that's what it's all about. Your womb, because your body is of a man, but you're not a man. You don't look. You're the opposite of a man. But at the same time,
down there in Houston, just a while back, they had a breakout down that way where the women, they had chlamydia, gonorrhea, and herpes carriers all at the same time. They carrying all three of these venereal diseases at the same time.
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah,
now, women out there.
Neil talking about that on his reaction too. Talking about
now women.
He's from Houston, so
yeah,
he react on that.
Mm-hmm. Now, women, they only tell me the same thing that y'all always talking about. Y'all want the top person making this, that, and the third, and that person is hitting everybody, and y'all spreading the same diseases around with the same people. That's what makes that mentality, I want the top person, insane. Because now you open to that same community of diseases because everybody's going after the same dude. Crazy thing is, you know what I'm saying, everybody going after the same dude. You say that you want your own man, they don't do right, but y'all already know because y'all trying to climb over each other for the same man that's passing out the same package. This disgusting to me. I don't want no parts of that community at all. So that's one of the factors in the 99.99% that I already understand about this generation of women.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, you're going to have to prove yourself.
Yep, and that's the thing, bro. That's the goddamn thing that most people don't seem to understand and get a real clear view of, because you would think you would want yourself to be straight and forward with yourself, with your natural self, but you basically been brainwashed to feel like you don't have to do that anymore. That's where the unaccountability falls into place. You don't want to be accountable for nothing anymore. So literally, you out here doing everything that you see society is doing, and society is leading you to a stray because you don't know where you're getting your information from. You get your information from the Satan himself, because this is a satanic nation right now. All this shit that's going on is up under the guide and the tutelage of the devil himself. And I ain't talking about the red looking devil with the pitchfork and the red body with the horns and all that goofy ass shit. That's make believe shit. That's Mr. Rogers' make believe shit. The motherfucker I'm talking about got blue eyes, and that's all I gotta say right there behind that. But the thing is, hey, y'all gotta stand on something or fall for anything. Earlier, I wanted to talk about the whole concept, go back on the rebuttal on the situation with special ed. You know, even though I ain't gonna talk about that too much, because I'm just glad that the shit is basically in the smirk, you know what I'm saying, that they got a chance to talk to their brother and everything, you know, Zach, teaches him cream again.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of y'all probably don't know what happened. But, you know, rapper special ed clearly said that the rap group N.W.A. is basically started the destruction of the hip hop scene, which we got going on in this day and time. They were the first to do it and destroyed our children mindsets in the community. And most of y'all probably never seen. Y'all can check it out on Drink Champs. I'm not gonna show the video because I don't know how Drink Champs monetize their shit because that's ran by CBS Entertainment, and y'all know who CBS is. CBS is Sony, and I ain't got time to be bullshit with them motherfuckers because I done had many times. I done had cussing times with them guys a long time ago because they came after me with Lil Jon and Eastside Boy song "Turn Down for What." I just did a remix on that song and was just playing it, showing my skills on the ones and twos, and they blocked that song off the website SoundCloud. I don't put shit on SoundCloud no more because SoundCloud let these goddamn different companies come in there and destroy the whole concept of shit. So I don't even fuck with SoundCloud no more. So and Sony sent me a little email telling me that they had taken my song because it was not my song. And they did the same thing for my remix to the Purple Rain soundtrack that I did. That was that I gave a 30-year anniversary tribute to. I was just doing my skills. I wasn't trying to make no money off of Purple Rain. But we go into this whole copyright shit all the time. Fuck that shit. I don't care about none of it. Anyway, Special Ed literally said what he said about N.W.A., which was a lie. It's bigger than what he said because he tried to blame N.W.A. for this whole concept of the industry changing the rap music. Oh no, it didn't have nothing to do with N.W.A. It's bigger than N.W.A., which I think we all know. Then a lot of us don't know. You know what I'm saying? And he literally tried to change the game by saying it was N.W.A. fault, which made a lot of motherfuckers on the West Coast pretty upset behind that. Like Exhibit and Corrupt and Daz and Crooked Leather. You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard Crooked Leather in a long motherfucking time. And he even had something to say about the situation. But I want to show this clip on the whole concept of what happened and let y'all see, what was, going down because, Corrupt and Daz had to clarify the situation so it wouldn't get to the point where, shit is your East Coast, West Coast situation again. Which I knew they wasn't gonna let it go down like that because these are guys that are in our generation, and we've been seeing the same bullshit over and over again. So I mean, well, check this out.
It was basically N.W.A. was used for the era that we're in now. We're in the era of destruction. We're destroying ourselves as a hip hop community. Period. We got teenagers out here killing each other in every state, every urban city. Over hip-hop music, over tweets, over social media. So that's my point. And none of this existed before the FBI got involved.
Right.
They said, wait. Are you saying that N.W.A. got the Federal Bureau of Investigations to get involved? They got Hoover. Yeah. They got your right. They've been doing that. That's what we do on the West Coast. We push that line and we let everybody know you and you and
What's up, everybody? This is the world famous Ed Lover, and you are watching Forgotten Kings TV. That's right, Forgotten Kings TV. Come on, son.
Recently, legendary rapper Special Ed was on Drink Champs where he made some controversial comments about the rap group N.W.A. Special Ed believes that N.W.A. is the rap group that introduced the age of destruction to hip-hop. All right, now, of course, a couple MCs from the West Coast had something to say. One person in particular was Crooked I, also known as King Crooked. He responded to Special Ed via TMZ. Another rapper by the name of Exhibit also had something to say about Special Ed's comments. So before we get into what the Dog Pound had to say to Special Ed directly, let's check out the snippet from his Drink Champs interview so you can hear exactly what Special Ed had to say about N.W.A.
Wu-Tang was dropping knowledge and positivity.
Right.
You know, N.W.A. brought the age of destruction.
Damn. Jesus Christ.
N.W.A. brought the age of destruction to our children and our culture.
Wow.
Period. Hey, I respect all of them as men,
Right.
but as the art form, and you want me to speak on the art form, I'm going to tell you what it is. That's where it started.
Wow.
That's where the agenda started, and that's where the destruction began.
Now, yesterday, both the Dog Pound and Special Ed went on IG Live to clear the air about Special Ed's comments on N.W.A. introducing the age of destruction to hip-hop. All right, now, of course, for the past couple of weeks, a lot of MCs on the West Coast, they were very offended by what Special Ed said on Drink Champs. So, of course, this conversation had to happen. So, y'all know how we do, man. Let's check out this clip provided by Dog Pound Records so y'all can hear exactly what was said between the Dog Pound, Special Ed, and a few other people that were on the IG Live as well. All right, now I'll catch y'all afterwards with my commentary. All right, let's get right to it.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local
They put their own headlines. They put their own headlines. Narrative, right? Like, did N.W.A. ruin hip hop? That's not what I said. And my point was basically N.W.A. was used for the era that we're in now. We're in the era of destruction. We're destroying ourselves as a hip hop community. Period. We got teenagers out here killing each other in every state, every urban city, over hip hop music, over tweets, over social media. So that's my point. And none of this existed before the FBI got involved.
Right. Right.
They said, wait. Are you saying that N.W.A. got the Federal Bureau of Investigations to get involved? They got yeah. They got your attention. Right, they've been doing that. That's what we do on the West Coast. We push that line and we let everybody know, fuck you and fuck you and fuck you and yeah, but this is the other thing though. This is the other thing though.
Right.
We the Crips and the Bloods, cuz the Mexicans. Don't be mad at us though, cuz. Ain't nobody. We ruined something like ruined hip hop. We took hip hop to a different world. N.W.A. took hip hop up top. I love you, big bro, and I love you. First of all, I love all of y'all. And I said I respect them and I know that. And this ain't got nothing to do with defamation of character. This got to do with me pointing out when things change for us. I heard you say that. Things change for all of us at that point. And it brought the age of destruction, which we are in now. We are in the age of destruction. I ain't say they out here bashing up this and doing that and doing that. I said they brought the attention of the government.
Right.
There was already an agenda. As we know, the FBI dismantled and destroyed the Black Panthers. They assassinated Malcolm X. They assassinated Martin Luther King. So what you think they're going to do to us? We low-hanging fruit. They sending us all to jail already. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And then now everybody out here snitching on each other. Everybody out here killing each other. GMOs. The food you eating is deadly. Fucking artificial chicken. They been trying to kill niggas. Exactly, and we know this. And we ain't talking. I wasn't talking about the whole of history. They asked me a simple question. They asked me Wu-Tang or N.W.A. I made a joke about Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang is for the kids. That's a joke. And then I spoke on the historical significance of N.W.A. in our culture. I mean, that's basically what it is, what it boiled down to. When they got that letter, they promoted it. They ran with it. They made it into like the tool for them to be on top of the game.
Right. Right.
Right. That's the fact. It ain't no. I love Trey. I love all of them. You know, Q, whatever. Like, it ain't nothing. You know, disrespectful. And I said that. I said I respect them.
See, in our mind as elders, we was like, okay, I know Ed. I fuck with Ed. We got to get him on the phone because we got to straighten this out because the attack is coming from the West on Ed. And I know Ed because we done hooked up. We part of this whole, unifying this whole thing. See how they separate that shit, Ed?
That's what we getting back to right now.
Yeah.
The energy. Right, exactly. This has brought the need for this conversation because the minute something goes wrong or somebody says something that you don't like, it's automatically New York niggas.
Yeah.
West Coast,
right.
Side, East Coast.
Right.
And it's not about that. It's about what is happening to all of us in our community. I ain't even talking about just the West Side and nothing. I'm talking about Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Atlanta, Florida, New York. I'm talking about everywhere. We are killing each other.
So Ed, do us this favor. Since you got us on here, what would you like to say to our homies and our artists that wants to attack you and say what they're saying? What do you want to say to them, man? From, you know, just to put it back in context so we can take that back. Right?
They misconstrued my message.
Right.
My message has been edited by side publications that's not even Drink Champs.
Right.
It's separate magazines that
got
own their own headlines,
right.
their own narrative on this. But what we gonna do is we're gonna have our own as us. As leaders of the culture.
Yeah.
And we're gonna discuss this openly amongst all of us. East Coast, West Coast, West, South.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, like I said, I still say
it brought back this interview he did years ago where he exposed this.
I'm gonna go into that too next. You know, the brother Crazy Bone still in the hospital fighting for his life. But I want to play that clip where he basically wrote down what really happened. Wait before this special ed shit started. Oh, shout out to Lisa fam. Lisa, what's going on, girl?
Yeah, she's on there.
Yeah. What's love, sweet? I want to play the real deal on what special ed should have said, what I already know, because a lot of times we are scared to basically put the shit out because we're afraid what's going to happen to us. But they're going to kill us anyway. But special ed know damn well that he said what he said, but it is what it is. Because he said that somebody probably, you know, scrambled it up and pasted and traded like they wanted to. I don't know for sure if that's the truth or not, but all I know is what we heard, and it really kind of blowed us out the water. So let's go in on this video right quick with Crazy Bone. I'm sorry.
Secret industry meeting that took place in the 90s that pretty much predicted everything you're seeing right now in the rap game. And it made me want to put this whole video together because, again, I don't think Special Ed meant any malice in his comments. He was just making an observation on how, you know, the rap game shifted the moment that N.W.A came on the scene. And now what I'm going to do is, you know, provide y'all with this video so y'all can hear exactly what Crazy Bone had to say. And I want y'all to leave your thoughts and comments.
Hey, Lisa, this is what I'll tell you about back here a while back when you're talking about the change of hip hop. Check this out. Let's listen to what Crazy Bone had to say.
Comments on the initial comments made by Special Ed in regards to N.W.A, you know, introducing the age of destruction to hip hop, as well as, you know, your thoughts and comments on Dog Pound's conversation with Special Ed. And also what Crazy Bone said in this video, this interview he did years ago. Let me know your thoughts on all of this, man, in its entirety down in the comment section below. But that's all I got for y'all today. My name is Sensei Rip. Till next time, peace.
The secret meeting that changed rap music and destroyed a generation. Damn. So it says, hello. After more than 20 years, I finally decided to tell the world what I witnessed in 1991, which I believe was one of the biggest turning points in popular music. and ultimately American society. I have struggled for a long time weighing the pros and cons of making my story public, as I was reluctant to implicate the individuals who were present that day. So I've simply decided to leave out the names and all the details that may risk my personal well-being and that of those who were, like me, dragged into something they weren't ready for.
Damn.
Hold on, let me
So we gonna tell a story.
We gonna tell a story. We ain't scared.
You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do?
They after us, start explaining.
Look, that black man.
So look. So he says, between the late 80s and early 90s, I was what you may call a decision maker with one of the more established companies in the music industry. I came to Europe in the early 80s and quickly established myself in the business. The industry was different back then, since technology and media weren't accessible to people like that, like they are today. The industry had more control over the public and had the means to influence them any way it wanted.
Right.
This may explain why in early 1991, I was invited to attend a closed-door meeting with a small group of business insiders to discuss rap music's new direction. Rap music's new direction.
Yeah.
Little did I know we would be asked to participate in one of the most unethical and destructive business practices ever seen.
Crazy.
So this was the meeting. The meeting was held at a private residence on the outskirts of Los Angeles. I remember about 25 to 30 people were being there.
Right.
Most of them familiar faces. Speaking of those I knew, we joked about the theme of the meeting, as many of us did not care for rap and failed to see the purpose of being invited to a private meeting to discuss the future of hip hop.
Talk to him.
Among the attendees was a small group of unfamiliar faces who stayed to themselves and made no attempt to socialize beyond their circle. Based on their behavior and formal appearances, they didn't seem to be from our industry. Our casual chatter was interrupted when we were asked to sign the confidentiality agreement, preventing us from publicly discussing the information presented during the meeting. Needless to say, this intrigued, in some cases, disturbed many of us. The agreement was only a page long, but very clear on matters and consequences, which stated that violating the terms would result in job termination immediately. We asked several people what this meeting was about and the reason for such secrecy, but could not find anyone who had the answers for us. A few people refused to sign and walked out. Nobody stopped them. I was tempted to follow, but curiosity got the best of me.
That's right.
A man who was part of the unfamiliar group collected all the agreements from us. So now it's going to get to the good part because the meeting about to start.
Talk to him, Jake.
It says, quickly after the meeting began, hold on one second.
Get your popcorn, y'all.
Popcorn, get your pistol. No, for
real though.
Quickly after this meeting began, one of the industry colleagues, who shall remain nameless like everybody else, thanked us for attending. He then gave the floor to a man who only introduced himself by first name and gave no other details about his personal background. I think he was the owner of the residence, but that was never confirmed. He briefly praised all of us for the success we had achieved in our industries and congratulated us for being selected as part of this small group of decision makers. At this point, I began to feel slightly uncomfortable and the strangeness of this gathering. The subject quickly changed as the speaker went on to tell us that the respective companies we represented had invested in a very profitable industry, which could become even more rewarding with our active involvement.
Damn.
He explained that the companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments. Then he says, I remember many of us in the group immediately looking at each other in awe and confusion. At the same time, I didn't know what a private prison was, but I wasn't the only one. Sure enough, someone asked what these prisons were and what any of this had to do with music. We were told that these prisons were built by privately owned companies who received funding from the government based on the number of inmates. The more inmates, the more the government would pay these prisons. It was also made clear to us that since these prisons are privately owned, as they become publicly traded, we'd be able to buy shares. Most of us were taken back by this. Again, a couple of people asked what this had to do with us. At this point, my industry colleague who had first opened the meeting took the floor again and answered our questions. He told us that since our employees had become silent investors in this prison business, it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled. Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that this would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies. And as employees, we'd also be able to buy stocks in these prisons. Immediately, silence came over the room. You could have heard a pin drop. I remember looking around to make sure I wasn't dreaming and saw half of the people with dropped jaws. My daze was interrupted when someone shouted, "Is this a fucking joke?" At this point, things became chaotic.
Right.
Two of the men who were part of the unfamiliar group grabbed the man who shouted and attempted to remove him from the house. A few of us, myself included, tried to intervene. One of them pulled out a gun, and we all backed off. They separated us from the crowd, and all four of us was escorted outside. My industry colleague who opened up the meeting earlier hurried out to meet us and reminded us that we had signed an agreement and would suffer the consequences of speaking out about this publicly, or even those who attended the meeting.
Okay. I
asked him, why was he involved with something so corrupt? And he replied, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we can do. And no, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we want to challenge without risking consequences. We all protested as we walked back into the house. I remember word for word, the last thing he said, "It's out of my hands now. Just remember you signed an agreement." He then closed the door behind him. The men rushed us to our car and actually waited until we drove off the property.
Damn.
So this meeting, bro.
Now that's a lot for a meeting right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, and this person later on, he said, you know, this person actually ended up leaving the music industry after this happened. With a few years after this, he ended up leaving the music industry.
Okay.
And he said he just, like, you know, over the years, he just felt guilty because he said as he sat back and he watched these plans come to a reality
over 2 decades,
he sat back and was like, wow, they really pulled it off.
Yeah.
They really pulled this off. He was like, they were told not to sign any more political rappers, any more rappers that had messes in their music.
No positivity.
It was all to be gangster rap music that they promoted and put out.
So if you wonder where Brand Nubians went, where Poor Righteous Teachers went, where Public Enemy went, where KRS-One went, and all sorts of groups like that was talking, even Queen Latifah and Moni Love and those, you know what I'm saying? It's a back door.
Yeah, anything that was harmless, fun rap, you know, anything that had a message in it had to go.
Yeah, that's why if you even notice though,
we talk about that all the time.
Even be brief with it, you know what I'm saying? Those charms that came out like maybe in 1988, 89, the African charms, those they lasted for about 2 years and they disappeared real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Now, after reading all this, you know, it actually made me feel a few different ways. The first emotion I felt was shocked because I was definitely taken back by this, just knowing the level of evil that's involved by even thinking of a plan like this. You know what I'm saying? The second emotion I felt was anger because it's not enough for them to exploit our culture and make all the money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's keep it real, the industry has never been favorable towards the artists. Never. But they're going to go beyond the artists to get the artist to influence and lure in the consumer which they knew at the time were mainly minorities.
Yep.
In other words, keep promoting gangster rap so that the youngsters will be influenced by them, which in turn will incite them to want to act like them. And it's a very good chance they'll end up in their prison.
Yeah.
So they're getting paid twice. They're getting paid from the artists they signing, and then they're getting paid from the people that these artists influence that goes to prison trying to be like these artists.
Yeah.
So they making a killing.
A killing.
They're using the music business to promote their private prison business.
My man is right there talking that right. 1988, a man named Tom Beasley, man. That's the co-founder of the corrections for Corporation of America. That's the CCA. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my French. I'm reading this thing right there real quick. It's the CCA. So in 1988, he founded that, and this is in straight concert with the same thing. So it's like the music business. You do what you do on your side. And over here with the correction facilities, we're going to do on this side because, and now in 1970, there was 500 prisons. You know what I'm saying? Only 500 prisons in the United States. To this day, there's 1,700 prisons right now. That means big business. I'm talking about that done flippled over. You know what I'm saying? If flippled over is a word, because they're making a lot of money off of these things per inmate. You know what I'm saying? So getting with the same thing of the music, it all went hand in hand, and we just partying at the same time.
So us as the artists is the tool they use.
Yeah.
The music is the bait.
Yep.
And the young consumers are the prey. It's a cold game.
All right, we're back. Lisa Ham says, she said, you know that third grade assessment and basically used to assess how many prisons we needed. If you can't read by third jail, you project to drop, be out, and sequentially go to prison.
Yeah, I ran across that assessment. She's definitely right.
Yeah.
It's definitely basically saying, you know what I'm saying, that they were told, you know what I'm saying, that's how they gauge how many, you know what I'm saying, prisons and jails they're going to build by a third grade, you know what I'm saying, assessment of how behavior, you know what I'm saying, is. And so the behavior is telling right there, we project. It's just like, you know what I'm saying, once again, stocks and bonds, which is what we were, the original stocks and bonds. They actually doing future deals. If you know anything about investments on Wall Street, it's called a future deal. I believe we're gonna be able to make money off it. This is what they did off the private.
That's just what I was to say. I said, I was saying this to her. I was just thinking that not too long ago. I was saying to myself that, way back in the 70s, late 70s to the early and mid 80s, they didn't think hip hop was gonna, Biggie Small said it on the song Juicy. Remember we were rapping to the song the hard. We never thought that hip hop would come this far. Yeah, because in those times in the 80s, they wasn't really thinking hip hop was gonna get as far. They thought hip hop was gonna be just like disco was. They thought it was gonna be commercialized and be destroyed before the 90s would even get here. But when it got to the point where certain songs they didn't want to play on certain radio stations in certain cities across the nation, they was like, folks was like, we don't have to listen to the radio station because a lot of times we had cassette players in the car. We was like, shit, long as we got a cassette player in the car and we got good cassette songs that we love to listen to, we can just listen to this shit in the car. That's gonna basically get the ear of people out in the streets because you got these loud speakers bumping in your car. Everybody like, what the hell that is sounding good like that? Oh, that's that brand new one? Oh man, I gotta get that, man. What's the name of that album? Oh, it's such and such. Okay, I'm going there to Sam Goodies. I'm going to Tower Records. I'm going to Blockbuster Music. I'm going to N.W.A, all these record stores and try to find that album. So they realized that the radio stations wasn't the real genuine problem for record sales. They knew people just going to the store getting the album because it sounded good and it was legit and yada yada yada. So the thing was, country rap was kicking off because when Public Enemy came out, then you had X-Clan, then you had all these different Poor Righteous Teachers, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, the Jungle Brothers, you know what I'm saying, King's Son, you know what I'm saying, Prince Hakeem, You know, you had all these rappers that was up under the tutelage of the 5% Nation of Islam, Zulu Nation, which was a part of 5%. You know what I'm saying? Starting to come about. It was starting to grew quickly. So they was like, you know, you got all these guys talking about what the white man and done to the black people, oppressed the black people. Malcolm X was a good man. Farrakhan's a good man because Farrakhan's name was wrapped around Public Enemy's music. So they was like, what the fuck is going on? We need to stop to this shit because now it's getting in the white community and our white kids are listening to it. They took down the Bon Jovi posters and the Aerosmith posters and started putting the N.W.A. and Public Enemy posters.
Oh.
So it's like, oh no, they literally come in our neighborhoods with this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's like some shit ain't this shit just ain't right. We gotta do something like this in fast, you know what I'm saying? This shit ain't right. So they literally went in there and they got together and they had that meeting in Los Angeles in 1991.
Mm-hmm.
Where they had to go ahead and act fast and do what they did. Even though a lot of those guys that was in that meeting, they was like, this is some bullshit. Are y'all really trying to do this shit? You know what I'm saying? These young folks ain't doing nothing to us. But the powers that be, like, you know, y'all don't understand. This shit is war. These motherfuckers is talking about us, and it's gonna be to the point where our kids are gonna start turning the guns on towards us, and we ain't gonna have no answers. Then we're gonna have to really go in, because it's war. That's what they looking at. It's war. So in order to change the trajectory of the music and help lock some of these niggas up that's literally trying to do what they were doing in the civil rights movement, trying to spread the word about whitey being wrong, we gotta do something about that. So that's what they did, and it worked like a charm. And they put like the boy said, they pulled it off. They look like, oh, they ain't gonna be able to pull that shit off. Ain't no way, ain't no chance in the world. Yeah, it did work because like you said, you know, 1992 got in there. Death Row Records was born. 1993, Bad Boy was born. So like you said, you know what I'm saying, and all that music was about cars, clothes, and hoes. Because that's all Biggie was doing, was bragging, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg was talking about bitches ain't shit with hoes and tricks. It just changed the whole psyche of the music. And they said that's what we talking about. And let's go even further. Let's turn up the juice to see what shake loose. We're gonna go deeper now. So you get 30 years down into the situation. Now you got these little yachties and all the way to these Sexy Red and Sukiana and all this shit now. It didn't got real for here and tore up now.
Mm-hmm.
I lost connection for some reason. Yeah, chances are you probably did because we going ham and eggs right now. So you already know. You already know the business. We talked about this way before we started doing these podcasts. Lisa, you should be used to this now. You should already know. You should already know how this shit go down. Because we talking about certain things that they don't want to talk about. This is nothing. But we're gonna get ready to end in the concepts anyway, because we already got a point across. That's all that matters. I don't know. The video might be up tomorrow, and then it might be gone. I don't know. It really don't even matter. All right, you want to say anything about this whole situation that Crazy Bone basically read about that letter?
Well, he said something. And that's the thing that's got me right now, because that's what they did. And I hope, you know what I'm saying, he make it, but man, it's looking bad. It's looking bad.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I ain't gonna act like, you know, he's in there because he got health issues, because I ain't never heard that brother saying anybody had health issues. You know.
No.
But I know one thing about it, when they know that you're a mega superstar in the industry, and you literally talking about something they don't feel like you supposed to blurt out there to the public, they will go ahead and get you out of here quick, fast, and hurry.
Really fast.
Yeah, they will get you out of here quick, fast, and hurry. They don't think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, like I say, you know, spiritual praises go out to the brother Crazy Bone. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they don't delete the brother. But like I said, I'm not gonna act like that it won't happen because it can. But like I said, I mean, anything subject to change. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's all I can say out there. But anyway, Or you got anything else you want to rebuttal before we get up out of here? Because I see we done gone in 2 hours and 12 minutes tonight. We're a little longer than we usually go in.
Well, it usually happens like that. But what I'll say is, what I'm saying, everybody work on themselves. That's all you got to do. Work on yourself. And I'll leave it at that.
That's right. That's why I got on this screen right here. Let me show you. I always had this up. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I always had this up, but I never say it all the time. But I always say, don't believe the hype. You know what I'm saying? Do your research. Find out your own info. Don't listen to what everybody have to say because everybody ain't gonna be on the same page as you, regardless of how you look at it and where you and why you look at it. And always use common sense because the Most High gave you common sense for a reason. Because it's the third eye in your, which is the pineal gland that He gave you to basically seek out the real truth of the matter. Because that's all you always say. You got to think. You got to think with your first mind. Usually, it be the mind that you're gonna use. Because sometimes it'll tell you don't go to the stove because I'm gonna have it at that stove. Sometimes you got to follow your first mind and don't go there because when you go there, you find out somebody that got shot and killed. That could have been you. So just use common sense on things out here and don't follow the yellow brick road of trending shit. That's what's got us hooked up right now, being trendy. That trendy shit don't mean nothing. Like they had that damn what that shit was, the milk carton challenge, where everybody was still on the milk carton and falling over, breaking their ass and damn near killing. And I think somebody got killed doing that stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you gotta use common sense with this shit. Real talk. I mean, it's the truth. Motherfuckers sitting around there, and I want to do the ice bucket challenge. You do the ice bucket challenge. You putting it down a big ass jug of ice down, trying to down there get your ass motherfucking what you call that shit when you get frostbite or whatever. Shit, gonna tear your ass up. Trying to do what everybody else doing. Everybody, what you eat don't make their shit. What they eat don't make you shit. So you can't do what everybody do. You know what I'm saying? If you at the same time, you sit around there, well shit, my cousin Lele and Shaniqua and all them did it. It didn't do nothing to them. Well, at the same time,
a lot of lies set around this dinner table here tonight, but that you can't believe.
Yep, a lot of lies been set around the table tonight. Because you was lied to. Because everybody ain't the same. So you know you was lied to. All right, bro. I guess we can go on here and shut it on down for tonight. Shout out to all you guys that were watching tonight. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back, Lisa. Hopefully the next time you come in and check us out when we first start up. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to try to get the brother Jeremy Hill in on the show probably next week. So we're going to talk about some things that he, about that brother in his podcast because he talks a lot. Everybody say he's trying to be like Kevin Samuels. Well, he's not trying to be like Kevin Samuels because he go way a lot deeper than Kevin Samuels go in. Kevin Samuels be kind of light and bright with him. This brother here let it be seen and be known. So so I'm gonna try to get in touch with him so he can come on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? And show us some love and kind of get our views up. You know what I'm saying? Much love to that brother out of Houston, Texas, H-Town. So, bro, you got anything else you want to rebuttal? We get out of here.
No, I say what I need to say though, but shalom to everybody for the night though, fam.
All right. Peace, bro. Much love. Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude the show tonight. Like I say, even if y'all watch this show, and some of y'all probably felt some kind of way about some of the content that we talked about tonight, I don't give a fuck. It's just the truth. And that's just the way it is. Don't cry, dry your eye. Here come the daughters with the two little guys or some shit like that. Lottie Dottie. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Much love, respect. Keep us out. As always, best seriously. Don't stress. I always call to first mind. So we kind of follow behind somebody else behind. Yeah.